There comes a time in life when you've got to realize your worth. Not everybody who loses you is going to find peace after you walk away. Some people play with you, they take you for granted, and they assume you'll always be there. But when you finally step back, when you finally say enough is enough, that's when reality smacks them in the face. See, life has a way of teaching lessons, and losing a good person like you, that's a hard lesson to learn. But I want you to understand that you are not responsible for their regret. You are not obligated to fix what they broke. You gave your love, your loyalty, your time, and they wasted it. That's on them. And trust me, they will feel it. People don't realize a blessing when they have it. But when it's gone, they start praying for it to return. You were the one who gave love, support, and understanding, but they thought they could replace you. Let me tell you something, real people don't come around every day. You poured into them. You encouraged them when they were down. You stood beside them when nobody else would. You saw their potential even when they didn't see it themselves, but they got too comfortable. They thought your presence was permanent. They assumed your love was something that they didn't have to earn. They thought they could treat you any kind of way and you'd still be there smiling, forgiving, letting things slide. They took your kindness for weakness. They mistook your patience for permission. But here's the thing about a blessing, it doesn't stay where it's not valued. You walked away and now they're left staring at the space you used to fill. They're realizing how much you meant, but it's too late. You were the light in their darkness, and now they're sitting in their own shadow. They thought they could always come back, that you would always be waiting. But blessings don't wait forever. They don't realize it yet. But they will. They'll feel the difference when they're dealing with people who don't have the same heart you had. They will try to replace you, thinking they can find another you. But when they sit alone at night, when they think about everything you did, when they realize nobody else cares the way you did, that's when they'll understand the price of taking you for granted. They will remember your love, your patience, and your energy, and they will wish they had handled you better. But by then you'll be gone, and their regret will be their burden to carry. Some folks take kindness for weakness. They assume you're going to keep showing up no matter how they treat you. But the moment you stop answering that phone, stop checking in, stop caring, it hits them differently. They thought they could ignore you, disappear when they felt like it, and then show up when it was convenient for them. They believed they had unlimited access to your heart. But access is a privilege, not a right. And once you take that privilege away, they feel the loss in ways they never expected. You see, people assume that just because you stayed through their worst moments, you'll always stay. They think your loyalty is unshakable, but even the strongest person has a breaking point. Even the kindest soul has a limit. When they realize you're not there anymore, when they see that you're no longer available at their convenience, panic sets in, the calls go unanswered, the messages stay on read, and suddenly they're drowning in the silence they created. They start reminiscing, thinking back on all the times you stood by their side. But now, you're nowhere to be found. They check their phone hoping to see your name pop up. But it doesn't. That's when they start feeling the weight of what they lost. Regret doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in slowly, eating away at their confidence, making them realize that the person they thought would never leave has moved on. And nothing stings more than realizing the person you took for granted is now unreachable. They will remember the way you loved them, the way you cared. And they will kick themselves for not valuing it when they had the chance. But by the time they realize it, it's already over. Pride is a dangerous thing. Some people let their ego destroy everything good in their lives. They think they can do better. They think they can treat you any kind of way and you'll stay. But when you leave, their ego can't help them anymore. At first, they act like they don't care. They pretend they're fine, like losing you doesn't matter. That's the ego talking. But ego is loud and the truth is quiet. And the truth always catches up. The moment they see you happy, see you moving forward, see you thriving without them, that's when reality hits. Their ego told them they didn't need you, but their heart is saying something else. They will start questioning themselves, wondering how they let you go. They will think about all the ways they could have done better, could have treated you right. But by then, it won't matter. The damage is done. They will try to act strong in front of others, but when they're alone, when the noise dies, they will feel it. That's the moment the ego collapses and regret takes over. They will think back to the times you forgave them, the times you showed them love despite everything. But now all they have left is the memory of what could have been. The ego never wins in the end. They thought they had control, but now they're left with nothing but regret. And that, my friend, is a lesson they will have to live with. Oh, they're going to look for you. They're going to try to replace you, thinking somebody else can fill that void. But they won't find another you. They won't find that same loyalty, that same patience, that same love. They will jump from person to person, hoping to find the same comfort, the same support, but it won't be there. Because what you gave came from your soul, and not everybody has that. They will meet new people, but something will always be missing. They will hear a laugh that reminds them of yours, see a gesture that makes them think of you. And suddenly the weight of their mistake will hit them like a train. They will try to convince themselves that they're fine, that they don't miss you. But deep down, they know the truth. They know they lost something real, something rare, something that can't be duplicated. They will crave the peace you brought, the way you made them feel. But every person they meet will be a reminder that what they had with you was special. And now it's gone. One day they will sit alone staring at their phone, wondering if they should reach out. But pride will hold them back. And even if they do reach out, you've already outgrown them. They thought you were replaceable. Now, they're learning the hard way that some people are one of a kind. And they lost the best thing they ever had. Late at night, when everything is quiet and there are no distractions, that's when their mind starts talking to them. That's when regret creeps in and starts whispering all the things they wish they could undo. See, during the day, they might be able to keep up the act, laughing, smiling, acting unbothered. But when it's just them and their thoughts, they can't escape the truth. They will replay conversations in their head, thinking about all the things they should have said differently. They will remember the times they hurt you, the moments when you were right there, willing to love despite their flaws, and they pushed you away. They will wish they had done better, but wishing won't change anything now. The past has a way of coming back when you least expect it. They will be out somewhere minding their business, and then they'll hear a song that reminds them of you. They'll smell a familiar scent, see someone who looks like you, and suddenly it all comes flooding back. They'll have to sit there and deal with that feeling, knowing that the one person who truly cared about them is no longer around. They will try to push those thoughts away, distract themselves, and tell themselves it isn't that serious. But deep down, they know better. Their conscience won't let them forget. It will keep reminding that they have something real and let it slip through their fingers. They will tell themselves that they were justified, that they did what they had to do. But the truth doesn't care about excuses. The truth will sit with them, reminding them of what they lost. And the more they try to ignore it, the louder it gets. Some mistakes you can fix, some losses you can recover from, but losing a real one, that's a regret that doesn't go away. It lingers, it follows, and it keeps them up at night. And no matter how much they try to move on, their conscience will always bring them right back to the pain of losing you. They will convince themselves they can forget. That time will make it better. But the truth is, some wounds never heal, and some losses will always haunt the ones who took them for granted. Everywhere they go, they will feel the weight of your absence. They won't realize it at first. They'll think they're okay, that they can adjust, that life will go on the same way it always has. But little by little, the void you left behind will grow bigger. They'll wake up one morning and reach for their phone, about to send you a message, only to remember you're no longer there. They'll sit down to eat and remember how you used to remind them to take care of themselves. They'll have good news and instinctively want to tell you, only to realize that privilege is gone. Every small detail, every routine, every little habit they took for granted will remind them of you. They won't be able to listen to certain songs, visit certain places, or even do certain things without feeling your absence. And no matter how much they try to act like they don't care, life will keep reminding them. They will go through situations where they need support, where they need advice, where they need that comforting presence, and you won't be there. They will look around searching for someone who understands them the way you did, but nobody will. That's when it will hit them. They lost something they can never replace. They will try to fill the space with temporary distractions, new people, new hobbies, maybe even new relationships. But no matter what they do, the absence of someone who truly cared can't be covered up. It's a different kind of emptiness, one that doesn't go away just because they wanted to. They will wonder if you ever think about them, if you miss them the way they miss you. But the truth is, you're not stuck in the past like they are. You move forward. And every moment they spend realizing what they lost is another moment they spend building something better for themselves. They will try to convince themselves that they're fine. But deep down, they will feel your absence in everything they do. And that's a feeling they won't be able to escape. Life has a way of teaching lessons in the hardest way possible. Some people don't learn through words. They don't listen when you try to warn them. They only understand when the consequences hit them in full force. And losing you, that's a lesson they'll never forget. They thought they could treat you however they wanted and that you would always stick around. They assumed you needed them more than they needed you. But life has a funny way of proving people wrong. Because the second you left, everything changed. They might have thought they were fine. They may have even celebrated your absence, thinking they had the upper hand. But as time passed, as the days turned into weeks and then months, reality started sinking in. They saw that nobody else cared for them the way you did. They realized that the effort you put in wasn't something they could find just anywhere. They started recognizing all the ways you made their life better, and suddenly the loss became real. They will sit back and replay every moment, every mistake, every opportunity they had to make things right. And the weight of regret will settle in like a permanent shadow, because when you lose someone truly valuable, it's not just a one-time realization. It's a lifelong regret. They will wish they could turn back time, wish they could undo the damage, wish they had appreciated you when they had the chance. But life doesn't work like that. They will have to live with the knowledge that they had something special and let it go. They will finally understand what they lost, but by then it won't matter, because you will have already moved on to something greater. And that's a lesson they will never recover from. The first thing they'll do after losing you is go looking for a replacement. They'll convince themselves that they could find someone better, someone who will give them the same attention, the same care, the same love, but without them having to change. They'll think they can move on quickly, that they won't feel the void you left. They'll meet new people, go on dates, entertain distractions, thinking that if they just filled their time with someone else, the loss won't feel so deep. But here's the truth. Real connections can't be replaced. They can pretend all they want, but deep down they'll know something is missing. Every time they try to laugh the way they laughed with you, every time they have a conversation that feels forced, every time they compare a new person to you and realize it's not the same, the regret will grow. They'll start to see that what they lost wasn't just any relationship, it was a once-in-a-lifetime connection. They will act like they're fine. They'll post pictures and tell people they're happy and pretend like they've moved on. But when they're alone, when there's nobody to perform for, the truth will sink in. That emptiness, that feeling of knowing they had something real and let it go. That's something that carry forever. They'll try to convince themselves that they made the right choice. They'll tell themselves it was for the best, that they're happier now. But the heart doesn't land when the night, when the distractions fade, they'll feel the weight of losing you in a way they never expected. They will keep looking, keep searching, and keep hoping that someone else can fill the space you left. But no matter how hard they try, they will always come back to one truth. You are irreplaceable. And that realization will haunt them for the rest of their life. They thought they could find another you. They thought they could move on without consequences. But now they see the truth. Losing you was the worst mistake they ever made. At first, they'll assume you're still caught up in them. They'll tell themselves that you miss them, that you're somewhere thinking about them every day, that you're just waiting for them to reach out. They'll hold on to that belief because it's easier than facing the facing. But as time passes and they see you thrive and they'll start to doubt, they'll check up on you, maybe through social media, maybe through mutual friends, trying to see if you're struggling without them. And when they realize you're doing just fine, that's when panic will set in. They'll start wondering, do you even think about me anymore? The very idea that you could have moved on without them will mess with their mind. It will make them question everything. They expected you to be broken, lost, waiting for them to come back. Instead, they see you rising, glowing, and doing better than ever. They will replay every moment in their head, trying to figure out when they lost their grip on you. They'll wonder if you ever look back, if you ever have second thoughts, if you ever sit up at night thinking about them the way they think about you. They will want to reach out to check if the door is still open, but pride will hold them back. They'll convince themselves that they don't need to, that they're better off staying silent. But deep down, they'll be hoping that somehow, somewhere you'll make the first move. But you won't. And that will drive them crazy. They will sit in silence, wrestling with the idea that they no longer have a place in your life. And that realization, that's what will hurt them the most. They thought they had the power. They thought they could walk away and leave you wondering. But now they're the ones stuck with the questions, the regrets, the what ifs. And the worst part, they'll never get the answers they're looking for. At some point, they will break. The weight of losing you will become too much to carry. The sleepless nights, the constant reminders, the pain of knowing they let go of something real will all add up. And when that moment comes, they will try to make their way back. They'll start small. A random text, a comment, a post, a message that doesn't say much but carries the weight of all the things they left unsaid. They will test the waters, hoping to see if there's still a chance, if you still have space for them in your life. But by the time they reach out, you won't be the same person anymore. The version of you that once waited for them, that once hoped for their return, no longer exists. You've grown. You've healed. You've realized that you don't need them the way you once thought you did. They will try to act like nothing happened. They will bring up old memories, try to make you laugh, and try to reconnect like nothing has changed. But everything has changed. And you will see them for who they are, not as someone you need, but as someone who needed to lose you to finally understand your worth. They will promise they've changed. They will say they see things differently now, that they appreciate you in a way they didn't before. But the truth is, they only see it now because they felt the consequences of losing you. They don't miss you because they love you. They miss you because they lost access to the benefits of being in your life. And when they realize they can't just walk back in, that you're no longer available, that you've closed the door for good, that's when the pain will hit them the hardest. Because now they're the ones who have to live with the loss. They had their chance. They had multiple chances. But they took them for granted, thinking they had all the time in the world. And now they have to watch from the outside as you move on to something greater. They thought they could come back whenever they wanted. But life doesn't work that way. And now all they have left is regret. At first, they'll assume you'll fall apart without them. They'll think you'll struggle, that you'll lose yourself, that you won't know how to move forward. That thought will comfort them, make them feel powerful, and make them feel like they matter more than they did. But life has a funny way of humbling people, and soon they will see something they never expected you thriving. They'll hear about it through mutual friends, see it on social media, or maybe even witness it firsthand. You will be moving differently, walking with new confidence, stepping into rooms they never thought you'd be in. While they are stuck in the same cycle, dealing with the same issues, you are outgrowing everything they believed you would never rise above. They will see you looking better, feeling better, achieving things they never supported you in. It will burn them up inside to know that while they expected you to crumble, you were building yourself into something greater. They'll realize they weren't the blessing they thought they were. In fact, losing them was the best thing that could have happened to you. They will start making excuses for why you're doing well. They'll tell themselves, you're just pretending to be happy, that you're faking your success, that you're only doing all this to make them jealous. But deep down, they know the truth you've elevated and they can't take it. It will eat at them, knowing they are no longer a part of your journey. They will want to take credit for your growth and claim that they played a role in making you stronger. But they know that's a lie. You built yourself. You put in the work. You refuse to stay stuck. And now every single thing you achieve is a reminder to them of what they lost. While they are still searching for the happiness they thought they'd find elsewhere, you are proving that your glow was never tied to them in the first place. They thought they had power over you. They thought their absence would break you. Instead, it set you free, and now they have to watch you shine from a distance, knowing they can never be part of it again. The worst part about losing someone good to you is realizing that no matter what you do, you can't undo it. They will wake up every day knowing they let go of something real. They will go to bed every night knowing they had someone who truly cared. And they walked away. That kind of regret, it doesn't go away. At first, they'll try to block it out. They'll distract themselves, fill their time with meaningless relationships, and convince themselves they did the right thing. But no matter how hard they tried, the guilt will creep in because you weren't just anybody. You were the one who loved them when they weren't at their best. You were the one who stood by them, who wanted the best for them, who gave them something real. They will start seeing reminders of you everywhere, a song, a place, a random moment that brings them back to a memory they took for granted. And every time that happens, the pain will hit them harder. They'll try to run from it, but they can't escape their mind. They will wonder what would have happened if they had treated you better, if they had appreciated you the way they should have, if they had seen your worth before it was too late. They will realize they lost someone they could never replace. They will start to notice that the people around them don't care the way you did, don't love the way you did, don't support them the way you did. And that's when it will hit them. Losing you wasn't just losing a relationship, it was losing a piece of themselves. The regret will turn into restlessness. They won't be able to enjoy the things they once did. They'll keep searching for happiness, but it won't come because the truth is they lost their peace when they lost you. They had something rare and they let it slip away. They thought they could walk away and never look back. They thought they could move on and never feel the weight of their decisions. But now they're living with the truth. When you lose someone like you don't just lose love, you lose peace. And that's a loss that never stops hurting.